Welcome to Magic Master Sets. Hey everybody. So I've made a mistake. I tried to fix it. Made a mistake again. This is the third time, so let's go with third time's the charm. So on my Crimson Vow, when I was doing the bulk from that, somehow, don't know how, try to figure it out, can't figure it out. I did not have all the cards in here in Rare Candy. So when I was looking through the bulk at the store, I picked up a bunch of duplicates. So just so you know, sorry I hit the mic. That is the amount of duplicates I now have from the set because I already had stuff that apparently I didn't mark off. Not a big deal. Don't care if I have bulk like that. Or I have extra bulk. It's not a big deal. Just trying to avoid it if I'm buying singles. There's no point in buying them if I have them. So that was the first mistake, is that I didn't have this organized right, apparently. Bought a bunch of bulk and then wind up buying a good amount. I'd say maybe like around 20 or 30 cards of extra cards that I didn't need to buy. So they're going to go into the bulk box. I was thinking about at one point maybe taking the bulk that I have, because all the bulk that I have is generic bulk, and seeing if the guy who owns the store that I go to and play D&D at and buy where I'm buying the bulk that I'm getting at the moment, because I've known him for a couple of years, because he's the husband of another agent that I've known for since I started in the industry, and we've worked two of the same companies together at the same time. Thinking about taking it to him and be like, hey, here's all the bulk. Can I put all this bulk in, and can I take back out the same amount that I'm adding into this into and basically just do a trade, because it's just a crap ton of bulk that's just sitting there. I don't think he would have an issue with it, because it's basically an even trade. Obviously I would have to have a conversation with him and ask him, see if he'd be open to that. So that's one thing. Second thing is, I realized that I sat here, I just did like a 35-minute video adding all the cards that I did not have into the set into here. Went to go do the editing and stuff like that to load it. Forgot to turn my mic on. So I did not record any audio, didn't record anything. It recorded the video, recorded the screen share, no audio. So I'm not going to be doing 35 minutes of audio filler to fill it in. So instead, what we're going to do is I'm going to tell you what happened. I told you what happened. Now I'm just going to show you what was changed. So on the sheet, when I did this prior, it said we only had 44 cards. That was incorrect because of whatever mistake that I made. Only had 44. We now have 155, which is a lot better in my opinion, for these master sets in here. So I'm going to chit chat a little bit and just kind of scroll so you guys can see, obviously, because the point of these videos is to see what I have in the set. So I put this in numerical order. So now you're going to be able to see what I have. So we're just going to chat a little bit while I'm going through this. Apologize for the clicking sound you're going to hear, because that's just me. Because if I scroll, it's going to scroll really fast. I guess I could scroll. It's fine. It doesn't make as much noise. So kind of what I was just kind of blathering about in the other video was just talking a couple different things. Initially started explaining the same way I'm explaining now, the mistake that I made, and now I'm fixing it. The other parts that I was talking about was thinking about how am I going to complete some of these sets. So just as like an example, when I had said I was going to the store to get stuff from, and I always forget the names of the sets because I'm still learning all these set names. So when I went to get, it was Crimson Vow Commander, because that was the one that I had like 42%. I was like, oh, let's see what I can find. Like I said in the other video, they didn't have any. So I started looking a little bit on Rare Candy, because you could buy it on Rare Candy. And I also started looking at TCG Player. And I just kind of picked some random cards out of the set to see what was available to try to buy singles and see if I can complete the set that way. Both of these sites did not have a good amount of the cards for the set. Now, I know it's a relatively semi-new set, and I believe with Commander sets, from what I've read, is that's the cards that you get in the Commander boxes, like when you're buying the preset decks. But I would also assume, at least I could be wrong on this, that some of those cards would also be in the packs. So I don't know. But apparently a lot of the cards are just not available. Like I literally, there was nothing on TCG Player, nothing on Rare Candy for the singles. The only place I could find singles of them were like eBay. And as you can see here, it tells me the estimated price of the card. So like I'm looking at cards that are like 20, 30 cents on here. And on eBay, they're like 5, 6, $7. And there's only like a handful of sellers that actually have the cards. So to me, that was very odd that you're selling a, a, a card that's worth 50 cents for like $5 plus shipping, which is ridiculous because it's a single card. Like put it in a top loader or something and just mail it, put a stamp on it. I don't care. So I just thought that was a little odd. Um, so that's something I was thinking about is how am I going to complete some of these sets where I'm assuming that's going to happen again at some point where I'm going to have to be trying to buy singles versus like finding stuff in bulk. In that regard, like I'm obviously bulk is singles, but I'm buying a lot of singles at once where instead of just like searching like one or two cards. Um, so if you guys have suggestions of some other good reputable websites that I could potentially just look around for that would possibly have like singles that I can get, I want to do that. If I'm having if I get to the point that I'm struggling on trying to complete a single set and I'm not finding bulk in the stores because there's not a lot of stores around me, like card stores. There's some over in New Jersey that maybe at some point I'll go over there and look, but to me it's technically out of state. Even though it's close, it's still out of state because I live in Pennsylvania. So I don't know how I feel about wanting to drive all the way out to New Jersey to look at bulk to see what they have to see if I even can find the stuff that I'm looking for to fill it. If I'm gonna do that much work, I'd rather just order the singles and wait for them to come in. So suggestions would be nice of places to check out online for that. And I'm going to continue to see if there's other card shops like maybe somewhere else because obviously if I'm out doing showings or something like that for work and I'm in an area, if I have the time, maybe I'll stop at the store and take a look and I'll take my tablet with me. But anyway, so my general thinking with the sets and how I'm going to continue to add and to grow is I'm going to continue to use Whatnot because I mentioned I bought some more stuff on Whatnot and that should be coming in somewhere in the next 7 to 10 days. It looks like from the shipping labels because I got emails that the stuff was shipped. So I should be getting that in the next week to two, let's just say. So my thinking is with the chart, if I get the random things on Whatnot, because I don't always control what I get from them just because of the way the auctions are, like sometimes it's random, like it's a wheel spin and I'm going to get whatever it lands on. I don't always, I'm trying to get one thing, but maybe it lands on something else. So if that happens from those types of purchases, that is where I will add new sets into this list. If I get something in that and it's something I don't already have, I will add that set in. If I'm going to be doing bulk bulk buy at the stores, I'm just going to go through the bulk and just buy. I'm only going to focus on the stuff that I already have on the list to try to complete the sets that I already have. Because I think if I'm going through their bulk and finding new sets I don't have and then doing it that way, I think that's going to constantly happen because there's so many sets out there. I don't want to do that. Obviously, if they're there and I know they're there, if I complete sets and I go, okay, let's say I start knocking some of these out and I need to start adding more sets. I obviously know where to go anyway to then start getting a new set. Um, but I don't think I want to do that because I have a good amount on here already that it's going to take time to get some of these done. So I'd like to focus more so on the list of getting these completed and just adding in new sets as I get them from the random purchases online, which I may or may do more or less of depending. I'm not buying anything else this month. I have enough stuff between the bulk that I bought, the stuff I got from Whatnot to get me through this month. I don't want to spend any more money this month. So I'm gonna have to set myself a budget per month of what I can spend per month as I get stuff. Some months I might get a lot of stuff for that budget. Some months I might only wind up getting a couple little things for that budget, and then in those months, unfortunately, the videos might be a little short or fewer. And maybe with that, maybe that's when I will start thinking about streaming and streaming playing MTG Arena to fill in some content there. But my focus is wanting to get what I have on the list basically done. So I'd like some suggestions of where I could potentially get singles and look. because I have a feeling this Crimson Vow Commander set is going to be tricky based on what I already have, not being able to so far find a good amount of the cards that I don't have anywhere else. And the few places, the only one place so far that I found, like on eBay, was really expensive that I don't want to, like, when I say expensive, like, I'm not saying $5 is expensive. What I'm saying is for a 30-cent card that I got to pay $5 plus $4 of shipping, that's ridiculous. And I'm not going to do that. That's a waste of my money. So I'd like some suggestions of where to look that might be better. And I want to focus on getting the rest of some of these filled in. I want to complete ones that, like, my goal, I would say sometime in the next, like, let's see, let's say by June, because we're in mid-February at this point. Let's say by June, I want to have one set fully complete. So which one is that going to be? I have no idea. Because I thought that Crimson Vow was going to be a good one to do because I was already about halfway there. Didn't happen. I just fixed the Innistrad Crimson Vow, and that took me up a good chunk. So maybe I'll continue to focus on that one. This one I think is going to be really hard just because there's so many cards in this set. The Double Master, there's 600 cards in that. So I know I got to figure out where I'm going to focus on, but I'd like to finish. I'd like to get one, like at least one master set done. I think by halfway through this year, basically. That's kind of like by the end of the halfway through this year. So that's kind of my goal. And then I will buy binders at that point once the set's complete, and then I'll just kind of continue to roll. So just want to know what you guys think of the plan, the idea. Feedback is always welcome. If you want to give positive feedback, constructive feedback, all that is great. If you want to be rude and troll and other words that I probably can't say without getting demonetized on YouTube, don't bother. Go bug somebody else. This is not a business for me in any way. I'm doing this for fun as a hobby, and figured I'm going to do it, and I'm going to invite people along for the ride with me. So if you want to be mean, go screw yourself. Don't care. Go bother somebody else, or don't bother anybody. Just be a better person. So feedback but positive and constructive feedback is always welcome. The next video is going to be getting this next set, the adventure set video, showing you what I got from there. Hopefully I don't make any mistakes. I'm going to double check what I have already, make sure what I have is already in there. If it's not, we'll just kind of roll it all together and do one continuous video of that. And then from that point on, basically the next videos after that is going to be the whatnot stuff I got. And then I'm not sure what we're going to do in March. I got to start figuring it out March. But based on, I think, your comments and feedback, maybe that can help me plan March. So please let me know what you think. And I will see you guys on the next video. And I will do my best to make sure that I turn my mic on when I record. I'm assuming that's probably happened to other YouTubers. It's going to probably happen to me multiple times in the future, but I'm going to do my best to try my best. Thank you for watching Magic Master Sets. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and please feel free to leave a comment.